Welcome to the channel. I'm Stacy, and my goal here is to help you to be front of house ready for your worship services. Now that covers both the parts you play as well as the tones, and today we'll be going over the tones for the song It Really Is Amazing Grace by Phil Wickham and Crowder. I'm not sure who played the guitars on the track, but Essential Worship put out a video yesterday as of the recording of this video, and I saw on the Crowder side he had Michael Westbrook playing a Gretsch. Michael Westbrook is a phenomenal guitar player. I found him on YouTube a while back. He does great reviews. His playing is awesome. So if you haven't already checked him out, go check him out. But after we're done here. So I focused on the EG1 and I think EG2, and then I pulled from EG8. So a lot of these songs are going to have like this one, I think has 8 different electric guitars. It might be 6, but I think it's 8. But they're just little snippets within the song. So I like the way they kicked it off with a high part. I'll go over that in the tutorial next. But anyway, those were the tones I focused on. And thinking of Phil Wickham, I thought an AC30 and a Strat. And I set those up and started going over the parts for the song. And I mean, I don't know if that's what they used, but it sounded really close to what I was hearing in the track. And so I ran with that. And so I for the cover video, I used my HX Stomp loaded up with a dual AC30 preset. I call this one AC30 for the Amazing Grace. And I've got one set up a little hot like I always do, one a little bit warmer, warmer meaning a little darker. And I changed the way I set these up. A lot of times I'll push the treble and I'll push the cut. Cut introduces, I believe, when you bump that up, you're getting a little bit more mid-range. But this time I drew it back. The overdrive pedals I'm using are all pretty full frequency. So I didn't see a need to necessarily bring in more mid-range. So since I'm kind of seeing those frequencies get pushed through the drive section. And so anyway, it sounded good. And then I dialed in the Eternity delay. That's the jet pedal. I dialed that one in with the digital delay. And then on the Revelation, I used the shimmer reverb. I'll normally use the, the modulated reverb. You have control for the brightness of that one, and as well as the amount of modulation that comes through. But in here, listening to the tracks, I just heard a bit more shimmer than what I was able to get from the modulated. So switched over to the shimmer, and I'm telling you, it just sounded like listening to the tracks back to back, sounded really close. So I always like it when I am able to dial in the stuff that I have to match what I'm hearing in those tracks. It's just a bit of an encouragement I needed. Anyway, so I had always on the Wampler Euphoria. I have the gain down. What do we have? Another bass control. I have those both at 0. Volume I have just a touch above unity, and then there's a tone control, and that's just introducing brightness as you go up. And I have that up around 10 o'clock, 9:30 on a clock dial. And that's to get the pedals introducing a bit of a darker tone. So that just kind of gets the EQ to be even. And then I had the Boss CS3 compressor always on, and that just with the average amount of compression for me, threshold was like at 9 o'clock. Looks like on this one, the level is at 3 o'clock. So they're just facing each other. Everything else is at noon. And then I had the carbon on, and I had the level at about 10 o'clock. And the gain at about noon. And it looks like the tone also right around noon. That pedal cuts a little bit of low end, not a lot, but I love what it does. And going into the Euphoria is bringing some fullness that I was missing when I didn't have it. So I'm glad to have that back. And then for, let's see, Snapshot 1 and Snapshot 3 both have 2 overdrives. I'm running the carbon. And then I've got the ODR-1 going into the carbon. And then for Snapshot 2, it's a bit of a cleaner tone, and that's just with the carbon. So the ODR-1 is not on. And that gave me like a bit of a thick drive tone. Sounded great for the things that I was using it for. There's some chord stuff that we're doing as well as lead lines, and it worked great for all of it. The signal chain on the HX Stomp for the cover video is the effects loop with the Jet Eternity delay and Revelation reverb into the noise gate that kills the hiss that comes off the loop. And then we're going into those 2 amps, each with their own cab. The hot one has the Dynamic 57 mic'd on it, and then the other one has the Dynamic 7. And I think I'm using the 2x12 Bluebell cab. And then the simple EQ bumping the low gain at 1 decibel, the holy mid-range, which is 777 hertz, at 1.5, and then the high gain at 2.5. The signal chain for the HX Stomp song-specific preset is the Deluxe Comp, and I've got the threshold on that one, I think, at -35, and that's going into an ODR-1, and then that's going into the Heir Apparent, so that's mimicking what I did on the board with the ODR-1 and the Carbon. And then we're going into a transistor tape delay, the Dynamic Hall Reverb, and then a single SX30 amp into a dual 2x12 cab, and I've got it panned left and right with one side mic'd up with the Dynamic 7, one with the Dynamic 57, and then the simple EQ at the end bumping that same frequency set that I use on the cover video. The signal chain for the Helix is similar with the Deluxe Comp into the ODR-1. This is the prize drive on the Helix, so the prize drive and then into the Heir Apparent. Then we're going into the volume pedal and then into a stereo transistor tape delay, stereo Dynamic Hall Reverb, and then we're going into 2 amps, each with the same setting, but each with their own cab, one mic'd up with the 7, one with the 57, and then the simple EQ at the end, bumping the same frequencies. If you're interested in the dual amp setup, the HX Stomp is going to be exactly how I used it for the cover video. So it's got the effects loop, the noise gate, the dialed in like the way I used them, each with their own cab and the simple EQ. If you're interested in the dual amp preset for the Helix, that one's going to come loaded with all kinds of stuff. I have the Deluxe Comp, and then I'm going into a Ratatouille. I've got that set up for a lead channel, and it's similar to what the ODR-1 did. For that channel, for that snapshot, I have the ODR-1 off, but the Carbon is on, and then the Rat is the lead tone. It sounds really good. Going back and forth, they're a little bit different, so if you have a preference, it'll be fun to play with. And then so I'm going to the Ratatouille, then the ODR-1, the Carbon, and then I've got the Tri-Chorus. From there, we're going into the volume pedal, and then I have the optical trem into the transistor tape delay, the stereo delay, then the Dynamic Hall Reverb, and then I have the amps dialed in the way that I used them on the cover video, each with their own cab, same setup where they're one mic with the 7, one with the 57, and then the simple EQ at the end bumping the same frequencies. I've got all 8 snapshots dialed in, so snapshot SS1, SS2, SS3 gets you through the song. And then the 4th snapshot I have set up as a lead one, and like I said, that has the Rat instead of the ODR-1. And then up on the top left, I have a clean, so there's no drive, it's just the amp. And then a chorus, which is the same as the clean, only with chorus, so if you wanted to go back and forth. And then I have a tremolo and then a swell. That's always fun to figure out other ways to add just effects and versatility to these presets. So something I always look forward to doing. I'll be going through the song-specific preset with the HX Stomp and the dual amp setup on the Helix. I'll be using the Strat, the Gretsch, and my Epiphone Les Paul. All right, let's hear it. I hope you found this one helpful. If you did, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. If you'd like the resources for this one, you'll find them at a link in the description box below. There's also a free download link that's going to get you the Sunday starter pack for HX Stomp. That's going to have 2 free presets along with the tabs reference chart and a MIDI controller guide. So if you use a MIDI controller with your HX Stomp, I found the most useful things I was looking for, put them in a downloadable PDF document just to help you navigate your HX Stomp with your MIDI controller. If you want the Helix Sunday Starter Pack, that's going to come with 2 free presets as well as the tabs reference chart. Since you might not be using other pedals with it, no need for MIDI controller. Anyway, if you do want that MIDI controller, both downloads are available once you get in, and you can download them both. All right, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.